Hey guys, Dinosaur here back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing The Shining. Now, The Shining is directed by Stanley Kubrick and features Jack Nicholson, Danny Lloyd, Shelley Duvall, Scammon Collars, Joe Turk, Philip Stone, and Louis Burns. So the plot of The Shining is that it has the exact same plot as the book, where this a small group of family of a mother, a father, and a son go to this hotel. Well, they don't go there; they're like assigned to go there. Excuse me. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like this small family like goes to this hotel because like the father Jack Torrance he got assigned a job there to like watch over the Overlook Hotel for the winter and the spring because that's the time that it closes because like the Overlook like opens from May the 1st to October the 30th. Yeah, so they're staying from October the 30th to what is it? To May the 1st. Yeah. So that's what they get assigned to do, and like so they're assigned to do that, and like let me think. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Well, yeah, I was saying that like so like the son Danny Torrance he has this special ability called the Shining. Now what the Shining is that like it's this really special power that you have in your mind. You can talk to other people through their mind who has the Shining. You can see ghosts. You can like talk to like a Shining, what is it called? A shining guide or something. I don't know what exactly it is, but you can talk to someone like that. That's because like Danny has this imaginary friend named Tony that he talks to through his finger. In the book, he was an actual ghost that he talked to, but in here, it's a finger that he talks to. But I still respect that. Um, what was I thinking? So yeah, the Shining is like a really special power, and he can even like talk to people from like very far distance, and he can even get visions on what's gonna happen next. Like he can get visions on what's gonna happen next, and like yeah, all this other stuff. So yeah, but like as soon as they move into the hotel, there's this dude named Dick Halloran who he's like he's the chef of the Overlook Hotel. Like he used to own the kitchen. Well, he still does, but like not when it closes. Let me see. So he meets Dick Halloran, and Dick Halloran has the Shine too. So he has the Shining too, and like he tells him like all this stuff about the Overlook that like the Overlook has like bad things that happen around here that like if you burn toast, it could leave a trace of itself behind, and and like there's a lot of things that are not good here, and like this place is bad for people who shine like you. Yeah, and like from there, that's really been like freaking out Danny, and like he's not that nervous of being in the hotel, but like he's just he's just like living it. And, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but like he's not that scared of the Overlook Hotel, but it's just like trying to get used to it. Yeah. But like well, what else does Dick tell him? Dick tells him to also stay away from room 237 because like there's something terribly bad in room 237, so he's telling him to like stay out of room 237. Is there anything else I should say about the plot? And so yeah, and so like the family like gets the job, and like they stay in the hotel for the winter, but like once they're there let me think. What was I just thinking? But once they're there, like Danny starts seeing some really crazy shit. Like he starts seeing a lot of ghosts. A lot of ghosts. He starts seeing yeah, he just starts seeing a lot of ghosts. He sees paranormal shit and all of that. Yeah, so he sees a lot in the hotel, but not as much as in the book. Let me think. What else should I say? And so like he's just like so Danny's just like really freaked out about all the stuff he's been seeing. So he wants to get Dick Halloran to come to the Overlook Hotel to come and help them out. And while all that is happening, Wendy, the mom, is like getting used to the hotel. Like she's like all getting used to the hotel, but she's always very concerned about Danny. And then the father, Jack Torrance, what he's doing is he's writing a book there because like he used to be a teacher before he got this job, but he got fired from it. And what else was I saying? And yeah, and like he has sort of like he has sort of like he has sort of this like he did something bad to Danny like back in the day. like two years ago from here. He broke his arm, like he came home drunk because the dad is like an alcoholic, and like he came home drunk, and then he saw Danny like scatter all his school papers, and then like he wanted to like shove him away from the papers, like when you're like in the park or something and you're trying to like shove your son away from something. Well, he does that, but he does like she does way too much pressure on it, and that makes Danny's arm break. Yeah, and so from there he promised to never touch a drop from Danny. If he does, then Wendy could leave him. Yeah, and he's even trying to like quit alcohol too. Like he's trying to like quit the whole alcohol thing. So he hasn't had a drink in like 2 years. Is there anything else I should say? Is there anything else I should say about Jack before I get into the huge thing that happens to him? Let me think. Um. Is there anything else I should say about Jack? Oh yeah, and in the Overlook Hotel, once he's staying in the hotel, like he really likes the job, and like he wishes he could stay there forever. And like he's even writing this book. He's writing this book in a typewriter in the study room in the place, and like he's just writing that because like he still has a lot of creativity since he was a what is it called, a school teacher. Yeah. What was I saying? Is there anything else about him I should say? So yeah, and he's just like taking out the him and Wendy are taking out the burn stuff in the boiler room and all the other stuff in the boiler room. Yeah, but like once Jack's in there, he's starting to go crazy. Like the hotel is starting to, excuse me. And so the hotel is like making him turn crazy. That's what the hotel is doing to him. Like slowly and slowly, Jack is going crazy. Yeah, that's the whole plot of The Shining. Now, do I like The Shining? Yes, I love The Shining. This movie is so good, actually. Like this movie is like I would call this my favorite horror movie, actually. But I don't know how to feel about that because like it's a tie between this and The Exorcist. I don't know which one's better. But I'm not gonna be reviewing The Exorcist today because like I hear they're gonna make a unnecessary remake to it next year, and so like once that comes out, I review that movie and its sequels too. But like I really wanted to review it this month, but I didn't have time. This is the last day of the month. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention. Happy Halloween. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Halloween, and I hope you guys have fun and stay safe. Is there anything else I should say? And later on today, I'll review another movie too. And I'm pretty sure you all may know what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, but all I'm going to say is that the movie has the exact same name as The Holiday. Yeah. What else was I saying? Let me think. Okay, back to The Shining. Yeah, I really love this movie. This movie is very scary, actually. Like, this movie is really scary. It actually really creeps me out, actually. Like, the whole atmosphere to this movie is just amazing. Like, just staying in this one hotel is just so scary. Like, staying in this one hotel and, like, being so claustrophobic in it, and, like, this hotel is, like, possessed and, like, filled with so much ghosts and like so much bad shit has happened in here. Yeah, that whole thing was just very scary. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say about this? So yeah, just the atmosphere was amazing, and like there was a lot more stuff that got us really into the atmosphere too, which I'll get into later on. What else was I saying? And before I get into the characters in this movie, I just want to say that this movie is so much different than the book is. Like this movie is like mildly different than the book is. I would even go on to say that this and the book are two entirely different species, actually, because like they're that different from each other. Because like there's so much different themes that this movie has than the book does, and like so much different stuff and so much stuff that didn't happen in the book but happened here. Yeah, so like yeah, this movie is just so different than the book, and a lot of people who love the book hate this movie just for that. I don't hate this movie at all, like literally at all. I love this movie. I love both the book and the movie equally. Yeah, that's how good The Shining is. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, I should tell the people who hate this movie but love the book. Just don't watch this as an adaptation to the book. Don't watch this as like being copied and pasted to the book. Watch this as just a movie, as it just being its own movie, and it works entirely. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically why I don't hate this movie, because like as its own, like as its own movie, it works, and I love that a lot about it. Like Stanley Kubrick wanted to do something original to Stephen King's book, and I really like that a lot about him. It's like he just took it and just made it entirely his own thing. Yeah, and I really like that a lot about Stanley Kubrick, that he was eager to do that. And Stanley Kubrick is a really cool director, actually. Like I've seen a lot of movies from him. So I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. What else have I seen from him? I think that's it, actually. I know I said a lot, but like I think that's the one I've mostly seen. But I think I've seen a little bit of, I think I've seen another movie from his, but I forgot what it was. Let me think. But like Stanley Kubrick, he's a pretty cool director, actually. Like he has a really unique voice with making movies, and he had a really unique voice with making this one too. Is there anything else I should say about Stanley Kubrick? I think that's it about Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick, he's a really unique director. He's one of my favorites, actually. I think he's on my top 10, actually. Is there anything else I should say about him? Oh yeah, and like I know this has nothing to do with the movie. I mean, it has a little bit to do with the movie, but I'm just saying that like I heard that on set, Stanley Kubrick's mother would come and see what's going on the set. I even saw that on the bonus features to this movie, that like it showed his mom in set with him, and I thought that was pretty cute, actually. I just want to say that because I'm a mama's boy, and I really want to be a movie director, and maybe I'd probably do that like Stanley Kubrick. And I think that was pretty sweet for Stanley Kubrick to do, like let his family go on set. Oh yeah, and I even saw that he even let what was his name? The dude from Salem's Lot, the one that played Richard Straker. He let the actor join the set one day too, and I thought that was really cool too. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's all I should say first about Stanley Kubrick. Is there anything else I should say before I get into the characters? Let me think. Okay, let's get to the characters now. The characters I thought were all really, really good, actually. Like, all the characters are amazing to this movie. Like, they all worked, actually. And they were what made this movie really good, too. And they were what made the whole atmosphere cool, too. Let's talk about Danny Torrance first. I really, really love Danny Torrance in this movie. I really liked how they adapted him in this movie. He has The Shining, and like he for the longest he thought he was the only one, but until Dick like talked to him in his mind, he was like, I thought I was the only one, and he was really shocked. Yeah, and I really liked that a lot about him, and I just really liked how he's always very scared about all the stuff he's looking at the Overlook Hotel. Yeah, and I really like how scared he is all the time, and I really like the whole thing where like he got his arm broken, and like yeah, but like he still loves his father for that. Like he still loves his father no matter what, and I love how they kept that in this movie. How like in the book, the one of the themes were that Danny still loved his father even though he was a monster, and that was a really cool theme that this movie shared too. Is there anything else I should say? It wasn't a huge theme, but it was like sort of like it was right there. It wasn't like a huge theme to this movie, but it was still a pretty cool theme that this movie had. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Danny? Let me think. Oh yeah, and I really liked how like his whole friendship relationship with Dick. I really liked that a lot about them, and I really liked how they can like easily relate to each other because they have the shine. Yeah, and I really like the whole when he talks to Tony and with his finger, because like Tony in this movie is a little boy that lives in his mouth, and then he's like talking to him with his finger, but like Danny's like doing the voice to it, and I really like that whole thing about this movie. In the book, it was different. In the book, Tony was this ghostly thing. He was this ghostly kid that would like appear to him and tell him what to do and all of that. But he wouldn't. But it was very rare when he would come to him. But here he comes to him whenever he calls him. Yeah, but I still really enjoy that, actually. I think that's more creepier, actually. It's just talking to your finger. Yeah, I think that's more creepier, actually. Is there anything else I should say about Danny that I didn't cover in the book review? Let me think about this movie. Let me think. What should I say? And I really like how sweet he is too, and how cute he is too. Like he's really cute, actually. Like he's adorable, actually. I really like that about him, and I really liked how he still loves he even loves his mom too. Like he's very loving, and I really love that a lot about him. Is there anything else I should say about Danny? He doesn't see any hedge animals in this movie like he did in the book. There are no hedge animals in here, and I don't think they ever made it to this movie actually. But the whole there was like this whole big hedge maze thing. I think it was in the book. It was in this movie. I thought that whole thing was really scary actually. Like it was just this whole giant maze, and it's like it's gigantic actually, and like the hedges are like 15 feet tall, and yeah, just that whole maze was really scary. Let me think. And I really like that scene where Danny and Wendy are in the maze and like they're just exploring it, but they're getting lost at times, but they're just like having fun with it though. So yeah, is there anything else I should say? And I think it take a lot more than an hour to get out of it actually, because like in the beginning of the movie, Ullman, the dude that sells them the hotel, the owner, he said that like. I wouldn't go in that maze if I had an hour to spare, and I think that'd be way more than an hour to spare actually. Is there anything else I should say about that? I think that's it. But let's talk about Wendy now. I really liked Wendy Torrance in this movie. I thought she looked really creepy actually. Like I thought she looked creepy actually. Yeah, the actress. Yeah. Well, I don't think the actress looked creepy, but I thought the character did. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. But I've seen pictures of the actress, like not in the movie, and she looks a little pretty actually. But the way they made her look in this movie was kind of like creepy actually. Is there anything else I should say about Wendy? Oh yeah, Wendy. I really liked how like sweet she was. I really liked how concerned she was about everything. How scared she was about everything. Yeah, I really loved how she was so worried about Danny all the time. Whenever he got scratch mark when he got the scratch marks on his neck, and like she thinks that it was Jack that did that. She was like, "You did this to him, didn't you? You son of a bitch." Yeah, I really like that scene a lot, and I really like when like she's so concerned that she even wants to leave the hotel with Danny, but then like Jack is just like, I've let you fuck my life up so far, but I'm not gonna let you fuck this up. Yeah, I really like that whole scene a lot, and I really liked how she still wants to leave despite Jack cussing at her, and like not and like despite Jack's career. Yeah, I really like that a lot about her. Is there anything else I should say? And I really liked how I think she might be the most scared out of all of them, and I really liked that a lot about her. Is there anything else I should say about Wendy? Let me think. And I really liked how she was like she just like she gives a I thought that like Shelley Duvall she gave an excellent performance as her, like you really buy her performance actually and you actually believe her performance actually, and I thought that was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about her? I think that's it about Wendy. Now let's get on to Jack. I really, really love Jack in this movie. Jack, I think, might be one of my favorite characters ever in a movie. I love Jack so much. He is so creepy. He is so funny. He's all of the above actually. Like I love Jack so much. Like his Jack Nicholson's performance. This is definitely on my top 5 favorite performances. And I thought Jack Nicholson was perfect casting. Yeah, just I love all the scenes with him. Like all the scenes with him are just really cool. He's very creepy. Like even before he moved into the hotel, like even before like he got the job, he still acted really creepy actually. Like the scene where like he's driving with his family where he's like on his way to the hotel. He acts really creepy in that scene. Yeah, and I really like that change a lot. How like in the book Jack was really nice. Like he was a really chill father, but he was a bit of an alcoholic. But in here he's already crazy as it is, and I really like that about him. And I think Jack Nicholson might be crazy himself, the actor. I'm just kidding. But I can definitely see why he played Joker later on in his career. Is there anything else I should say about him? So yeah, I really liked his character a lot. How like he was he was an alcoholic, but like he's trying to like lay it off because like he still wants to like make a good like he wants to make a good impression of his family. And I really like how he so deeply cares for his job. Like he so deeply cares for his career. He really wants to join this job and he really loves this hotel. And I really like that a lot about him. That like whenever he's in this like I really love that scene where he's talking to Danny. He's like, I love this hotel. I wish we could stay here forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I love that scene so much, and I really like that scene where I really like that scene where he's like talking to Wendy. He's like, "Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibility if I were to leave here?" And I really like that scene a lot. I'll get more into that scene in a bit once I talk about the main thing that happens to him. Is there anything else I should say? And I really like the scene where like I already talked about this, but when he gets mad at Wendy, but then he's just like, "Do you expect me to just work at a car wash or as a janitor or something like that?" He says something like that, and then he's just like, "Well, I have let you fuck up my life, Wendy, but I'm not letting you fuck this up." Yeah, I really like how he so deeply cares for his job, and like when after that scene, he's just like throwing shit all over the floor, and he's making a mess, and I really like that scene a lot. Is there anything else I should say? And I really like the whole typewriter thing. I'll get into that in a bit. But I really like when he's like writing in his book too. I really like the scene a lot where like he's writing his book and then he's just talking to Wendy. He's like, "Wendy, when you see me here typing and that means I'm working. That means I don't want to be interrupted. That means that it'll take me time to get where I was. Now, whenever you hear me typing, you don't come in here. But whenever the fuck you don't hear me typing, you're allowed. You're allowed." And he's just like, what? And he's like, okay. And then Wendy's just like, okay, I understand. And he's just like, good. Well, why don't you start by getting the fuck out of here? Yeah, I love that scene so much. That scene is just amazing. Yeah, just Jack Torrance. I think he's probably my favorite character in this movie. Actually, yeah, and he's easily my favorite character, and I think he's everyone's favorite character actually. Is there anything else I should say about Jack? So yeah, and I just really like how like the whole thing that makes him go crazy, that makes him really go crazy, is because of his job and the things in this hotel. I really like that about him, that he really cared for his job, that he wanted to kill his whole family for it. That was fucking creepy. Yeah, like he just really cares for his job, that he wants to kill his whole family for it, and he finds out that Danny has the Shining, and he wants to like bring an outside party into the situation and have them leave, but like he wants to kill them. He wants to kill Danny mostly, but he wants to kill Wendy because like she's gonna prevent him from doing his duty. Yeah, that whole thing, that whole plot point is just so fucking creepy. Like I think that what might be one of the most creepiest plot points ever. Is there anything else I should say about Jack? Oh yeah, but yeah, and I really love the scenes where he's talking with Lloyd, the bartender. That those scenes are really cool. I love those scenes. Jack has some amazing chemistry with Lloyd. Like he's just like, "Hey Lloyd, a little slow tonight, huh?" Yeah, I really like that scene a lot. Yeah, and like, I'm sorry if I made a bad impression on Jack right there, but I think you're gonna see a lot of bad impressions here. But like right there was a really bad impression. Let me think. And then I really like the whole dialogue that's in that scene. Like that whole scene I thought was very goodly written. I thought the whole dialogue in this whole movie was amazing too. Is there anything else I should say? And I really like when he's talking to him. He's just like, "I like you, Lloyd." And then like Lloyd's just, and then there's with this one point where like they're talking about Wendy, and then Lloyd's just like, "Women, you can't live with them. You can't live without them." And I feel the exact same way. Like I feel the exact same way about that. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. And I really like when he's like saying when he's talking about Danny, just like, "I love the little son of a bitch. I would never do anything to hurt him. I love him. But like there was just this one time I did hurt him once, okay? But he just this mother but just he just took he just like threw all my papers in the floor, and all I had to do was just grab him, and then he yeah, that whole scene was really cool, and like I forgot what he says after that though. But that whole scene was just really cool. The whole scene with Lloyd was amazing, and I really liked when he goes back to the gold room. The whole party scene, that scene was really cool too. And then he's trying to give Lloyd money, and then he's just like, "Your money's no good here, no charge." Yeah, I love that scene a lot. And I really love when he's talking with Delbert Grady too. Like when like Grady like spills this alcohol thing all over him. I don't know what it is. He spills it all over him. And then he's like drying him off, and then they're talking. It's just like, "You're Delbert Grady. You chopped your wife and family up into little bits." And then he's just like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then he's just like, "Grady, you were the caretaker here." And then he's just like, "I hate to break it to you, Mr. Torrance, but you are the caretaker. you've always been the caretaker. Yeah, that scene was really cool. And then Delbert Grady starts saying that Danny has the shining and all of that, and he even tells them that he did the same thing that he wants to do, that his family didn't like the Overlook either, and then his little daughters try to burn it down, but then but then he killed them, like he chopped them into little bits, and then when his wife tried to prevent him from doing his duty, he killed her. Yeah, that whole scene was really creepy. Just the dialogue in that scene was really creepy too. Is there anything else I should say? And then from there, that's what makes him go really crazy. And I really like that, like when he goes crazy. Okay, I forgot to say this review will contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, leave the review. And I'm 25 minutes into this video, and I haven't even said that. So please leave this review if you haven't seen this movie. Like before I get more into the part where he gets crazy, I just want to quickly say I really like the room 237 scene. It doesn't show the scene from the really scary scene from the book where Danny got choked the shit out of in room 237. But in the book it was called room 217. It doesn't show that scene in this movie. But it does show him have a lot of scratch marks in it though. But I really like when Jack goes into room 237 and then he sees this naked young lady coming out of the bathtub, and then his shocked face turns quickly to a smile. Yeah. And then he makes out with her, and then she turns into an old lady, and I would be really scared of that actually. Like that scene actually scares me actually. Like when she's just this naked beautiful young lady, and then she turns into this really ugly old lady with so much cuts and rots around her. So yeah, that whole scene was just very creepy. And then she was walking towards him, and she was doing this really really creepy laugh. That whole scene just really scares me actually. And then Jack, he just barely makes it out of that room. So yeah, that scene was just really really creepy. Is there anything else I should say? Okay, let's get to when Jack goes crazy. I really love those scenes so much. All those scenes are amazing. Like when I really love the scene where Wendy looks at the book he's written, all the pages he's written from the typewriter, and all they say is just all work and no play makes Jack a doughboy, and then it's just all over all these papers she's reading. Like it says that, that's literally all it says with all these papers she's going through. And that scene I thought was just fucking creepy. Really scares the shit out of me. And then Jack appears behind her. And he's like, how do you like it? How do you like how it's going? Yeah, that scene was really creepy. Then he's just and then she's just and then he's just what are you doing down here? And she's like, I, I just wanted to talk to you. He's just okay, let's talk. And then he's like, what do you want to talk about? She's like, I can't really remember. And he's like, you can't remember. I don't think that's true. Maybe it was about Danny. Maybe it was about him. I think we should discuss Danny. I think we should discuss what should be done with him. What should be done with him. Yeah, that whole scene I thought was amazing. I think that scene might be my favorite scene in the entire movie, actually, where they're just having this really creepy conversation. And when he's like, I think he should be taken to a doctor, and he's like, maybe he should be taken to a doctor. When do you think maybe he should be taken to a doctor? And she's like, as soon as possible. Yeah, that whole scene was really really creepy. And then he's just like, well, are you concerned about Danny? She's like, of course I am. And what she's crying to, she's crying so much in that scene, and you really feel for Wendy a lot in that scene. Yeah, and then Jack's like, and are you concerned about me? And she's like, of course I am. And he's like, of course you are. Have you ever thought what would happen if I lived up to my responsibilities? Have you ever had a single moment's thought what could happen if I don't finish this job? Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibility? Yeah, I really like that scene a lot. And then she's like, I just want, and then they're walking up the stairs, and she's like, I just want to go to my room. I just need a chance to think things over. And he's like, you had your whole fucking life to think things over. What good's a few minutes more gonna do you now? That's so, yeah. I can't say it enough. Yeah. What else was I saying? And then he's just and then she's swinging the bat all on him, and then he's just like, Wendy, stop swinging the bat. I'm not gonna hurt you. Wendy, darling, light of my life, I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right to fuck in. Yeah, that whole scene I thought was just that was really creepy of Jack to say. And then he gets knocked out on the head, and then he falls down the stairs, and then when he traps him in the in the pantry, and then like he's just like, when did you let me go? I forgot the whole goddamn thing. It'll be like nothing ever happened. And then he's just and then she's like, I'm gonna leave with Danny and the snowcat. I'll bring back a doctor. And then he's just like, Wendy, you have a big surprise coming to you. Go check out the snowcat in the radio for me, and you'll see what I mean. Go check it out. Yeah, that whole scene, I thought that was really creepy. So yeah, Jack really creeped me out too. Like he got really creepy. Like he really creeped me out, and I really like when he when he breaks when he's like trying to kill his family with the axe, and then like he's like, here's Johnny. Yeah, then that has become like the most famous thing to this movie, and I deeply get why. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Jack? So yeah, and I really love all the scenes where she's like chasing them with the axe, and he's like chasing Danny, just like, Danny, I'm coming for you. Yeah, those scenes were just, yeah, those scenes, I really love those scenes so much. Is there anything else I can say about Jack? So yeah, Jack I thought was just amazing. Like he was like Oscar worthy, I would say. Now let's get to Dick Hallorann. I forgot to talk about him in the book. In the book, he's exactly the same as he is in the book, but there's a lot of differences of in the end what happens to him. In the end of the book, he survives, and like he leaves the hotel with them, and like the book ends with just Danny and Dick talking about like how much he loved his father even though he was a monster, and then they're just watching the river because like they rented this small hotel. Yeah, and it just ends like that. I thought that was a really beautiful ending for the book, but here he dies. Like he actually dies. Like Jack gets the axe and then stabs him. And yeah, I thought that was a really creepy scene, and I thought that was really messed up too. How he just came there to help them, and I really liked how he was so eager to do that. Like he was able to move from Florida to Colorado to help out Danny with whatever he needed help with. But that was just so sad how he went in there just to help them, and then he died right away. And I really felt bad for Dick actually. Is there anything else I should say about Dick? But yeah, I really liked how nice he was. I really loved his whole relationship with Danny too. So yeah, Dick was really cool too. He was just so nice, and I just broke my heart to see him die. Is there anything else I should say about Dick? I think that's all about Dick. I really love Dick in this movie. Let me see. I think that's all the characters in this movie. Let's talk about the actors. They all did, like they were Oscar worthy. I would say like all these actors gave it their all. I would say like literally, like they were all amazing in this movie. Danny Lloyd, I thought he was amazing as Danny. I thought Shelley Duvall was amazing as Wendy. Yeah, and I really love the soundtrack to this movie. The soundtrack here I thought was so creepy. Like the soundtrack really put you in the atmosphere of this movie. Yeah, the soundtrack was really creepy too. To rate this movie, I'll definitely rate it an A plus.